way slow. It's Halloween. It's not Halloween yet. It is Halloween prep though. And next Friday is our Halloween special. My camera moved. When did the camera move? Next Friday is our Halloween special, and we will be all decorated and have a grand old time celebrating with you. So that is happening next Friday, the 29th at, I'm just going to call it 1 p.m. Pacific. That is, I'm not available in the morning for next Friday. So at 1 p.m. Pacific, we will do our Halloween special. So hopefully you'll change that on your schedule, on your calendar. And somebody is doing something really noisy outside my window. Spookapalooza! Yes. Spookapalooza is next Friday at 1 p.m. Pacific. And that still ensures that you guys in the UK can join us as well. So I'm super excited about that. And today is Q&A. So it's just open Q&A, live streaming tech, audience growth, monetization, whatever you want to talk about. Now is the time of the week to hang out with the community and dive into all things live streaming. A couple of three guidelines for live Q&A if you've never joined us. By the way, if you're new, please type new in the comments. I would love, love, love to meet you. I did see some new faces during the countdown timer. So identify yourself now. And those three things are put a Q in front of your question. So if you do have a question you want to ask, it gets into my queue by you putting a Q in front of that question. That way we identify it as a question, not just a comment. And don't ask your question twice. We'll get to it in the order that it was received. And also super chats do take priority. So if you want to get your question answered quicker and you don't want to wait till the bottom of the queue, then you can super chat. All right. We've got professional photographer, maybe, or professor photographer. I don't know. What is it? Let me know. We've got Ken New. Welcome, welcome. Hello. I don't know how to pronounce your name. Let me know. If the ghost is listening, move camera. Yeah, move Loria's camera again, right? We've got Brian New, Wise Choice Media New, and Dan, you're not new. Marcus, you're not new. Come on. At least Victor is telling the truth here. Ken, thank you so much for joining us. Question: how did you discover us if you're new? How did you come into this stream? Now is the time to talk all things live streaming. So whatever you want to talk about, you run the show today. So I would just encourage you to step up and to get engaged and to ask questions. And this is an amazing community. We've got such great supporters in the chat room. And I will just make sure that we involve you if you're new. So bring it on. Bring it on. Start asking those questions now. All right. So we do have questions already kind of coming in. Middle-aged. Ha ha, funny. Okay. So here's the thing. First of all, first question comes from Brian. Having trouble getting more followers for my live streams. What's the best way to get more people to the stream? I asked a follow-up question to Brian during the countdown timer, asking what other things that you're doing. And you said you're doing recorded video, newsletters, blogs. So if you're having trouble getting people to your live streams, then you've got to pay attention to the promotion ahead of time, right? Now, if you're doing a weekly event, it's about having a habit, and it's about creating that habit with your audience. If you're doing like every once in a while, then you're treating it as an event and you're really promoting ahead of time. The biggest mistake that people make when trying to get more people to the streams is relying on the platforms to do the promotion for them. Like, you assume that people are getting notifications. Well, guess what? People don't get notifications like you want them to. So it's massively important that you take back that control. Thank you so much, Einar, for the super sticker. I had it activated for you. I thought ahead of time there. All right, so that's really important that you take back that control. Use all of your assets, social media posts. You said you're doing recorded video, newsletter, blog. Use those different assets to push people to your live events or to your live streams on a weekly basis. Create that habit, make sure it's the same day, same time, so that people know to show up. You can, from your recorded videos, you'll see us do this a lot. I'll say at the end of a video, let's say I'm going over the M50 settings for live streaming. At the end of that, I say, if you have questions about your M50, show up to our live streams, and we have the days of the week on our banner. So if you're watching our YouTube channel, then you know when we're live. And so thank you. I'm trying to find it. Marcus. Oops, wait. Marcus, thank you. Of course, it's activated when I'm not the first. I'm sorry, Marcus. I'm so sorry. Yeah, so thank you, Marcus. Appreciate it. All right. So those are some things that you can think of, right? Use your recorded videos, use your blog, use your newsletter, use your email list. If you don't have an email list, make sure you start your email list and use those assets to push people to your live shows and give them a reason. Create FOMO. Fear of missing out is FOMO. Make it worth their while. If they don't show up live, they're missing out on something, whether that's the community, whether that's the connection, whether that's the ability to ask you questions, whatever that is for you and your content. So, let's see. Ken says learning curve was great on what I might have missed a comment, but first couple of live streams were not great, but now I agree it rocks. Callie says super chat for redemption for Marcus. And so I think that's you were saying that a lot of people have really bad first streams. My first stream was terrible, right? It takes time to get used to it. That's why you start early and don't wait for perfection. Do not wait for perfection. vMix, yes. Okay, so vMix, it has a learning curve. Absolutely, all softwares do, but yeah. Okay, next question. Wit, member for 6 months. By the way, if you're not a member, be sure to join now because it's a minimum $1 a month, or $5 a month. I think we have $1 a month. And you get extra special perks for that membership. You get to continue chatting at the bottom of the hour at 10:30 when we go into member mode. So Wit says, with the Sony A6100 getting a little long in the tooth, does LSP have any recommendations to replace it with? I'm not really replacing, just planning to step up a notch. So I think by long in the tooth, I think that means like pricey. Right? Am I reading that right? So the, unfortunately, like going from a webcam to the a DSLR or mirrorless, you are looking at a step up in price, unfortunately. Like there's nothing in between. So you're looking at, a couple $100s for a good webcam, and then you're looking at in the $700 range, and to $1,200 if you're going to get a lens in the DSLR category or mirrorless category. Now the Sony ZV-E10 is about $50 less than the Sony A6100. So that. Oh, does long in the tooth mean older? Oh, I'm sorry. I'm like, I don't know what that means. I'm not. And so those of you who are new to me, I don't really do like pop culture or like phrases references. Like I don't necessarily know those. So people try and trip me up all the time. You can have fun with it. Okay, so long in the tooth means old. It's not old. It's really not. But the Sony ZV-E10 has some additional functionality that the Sony A6100 doesn't, and it's $50 less. And so you might find benefit from that. We have videos, we have a whole playlist on the Sony ZV-E10 if you want to check out those videos. That's a good question. Why does long in the tooth mean older? Like, do you grow longer teeth the older you grow? Like, that doesn't make any sense. Yes. No, you're not, Billy. No, you're not. I'm glad that everybody else knows what long into the tooth means. All right. Oh, by the way, next Friday, if you weren't here right up at the top of the hour, we have the Spookapalooza, and Callie has a contest going, or maybe not a contest, but like she's gathering your videos. So look for information in the chat room for that so that you can be part of Spookapalooza because your gums recede as you get older. Fascinating. Do our teeth keep growing? I don't know. I don't want my teeth to, your gums shrink back, making your teeth look longer. Teeth fall out when we get older, right? It's a pet farm animals thing. Okay, lots of answers. I guess the gum receding makes sense. All right, next question comes from Bree. Do you have a preferred platform for monetizing your videos and live streams? Okay, Bree, I have a video all about 7 different monetization ways that you can monetize your live streams and videos on this YouTube channel. So I would highly recommend you watch that. That gives you a good overview. And when you're talking about a platform for monetization, I don't know if you maybe want to follow up with that. I don't know what you mean by platform specifically, because when it comes to monetization, you can drive revenue through platform-specific options like YouTube Super Chats, YouTube Membership, YouTube AdSense, or the revenue from ads. And Facebook has similar options, right? So you can drive traffic from those platform-specific options, but you're really, if you're relying on that to, make all the money, it's going to be a failure. That's going to be a small piece of your content business. You really want to focus on looking at other options where you're driving the revenue through sponsorships on your programs, through affiliate revenue. Affiliate revenue is a fantastic way to get started making money because you can make it really relevant to your audience, and you can make a piece of the pie, right, of the revenue where you're not having to create anything or do anything, right? You're just setting up affiliate links and promoting those in your streams. So that's something to consider. Also, if you do have products like we have,
Happy Halloween!
We have graphics available in our store, right? We have special spooky Halloween graphics that I would love for you guys to use over the next week before Halloween hits. That's right. So you can use these you can create your own product, or you can use somebody else's product to make money, or you can do sponsorships. There are lots of different ways to go about this. So follow up, do you use things like Ko-Fi, PayPal for donations? So I don't know what Ko-Fi is, but you can absolutely get started with something like PayPal or Buy Me a Coffee as simple and easy ways to ask for those donations before you hit Super Chat or memberships on a platform. So you can absolutely start off that way. I don't love PayPal. Oh, by the way, before I forget, like those graphics, you get that link. It's pinned to the comment. So if you don't have your graphics yet, grab those. Sorry, I forgot to say that. But yeah, so I don't love PayPal, but it's an okay place to start. So I don't really accept PayPal if I don't have to, because PayPal is notorious for making it really hard on the people who take the money. And there are all kinds of issues that I've experienced with them over time, but that's awesome. I love it. But yeah, so always just get started, right? Just start offering something, whether it's Buy Me a Coffee or a PayPal or another option. So Ko-Fi is like buy me a coffee. Okay, I kind of figured. So thank you. Use whatever you got to make it easy on yourself so that you don't have to build out anything or whatever. And okay, so like Sandy is still monetized on YouTube, but uses buy me a coffee. So unfortunately, it's kind of difficult to move people off a different platform. That's why using the platform specific options are helpful once you're monetized on YouTube. But like you can use buy me a coffee and you can get people over. You have to offer incentive to do so, most likely. Just get started. Yes, just get started. Buy me a coffee has been awesome. Fantastic, Brian. I love to hear that. That's great. Just put it in a newsletter footer. See, there are so many ways to just get started and just have that as an open option. But you definitely want to incentivize people to support you in that way. Okay, so TubeBuddy, CK wants to know, is asking for creators to help awareness to clean our oceans by making a video and releasing it on October 29th. Are you going to make a video? So this is Mr. Beast and Mark Rober, sorry, Mr. Beast and Mark Rober effort. And I have not had a chance to, I know that it's happening. I have not had a chance to really look at it and what that's all about. I just kind of know that it's happening. So I don't know the answer to that. I'm really, really swamped. Silver Lining, thank you so much. Let me finish my sentence and then I'll take your super chat and rush that to the top of the queue. So I don't know what my time schedule is like to be able to do something to support it. However, without knowing the details, obviously, cleaning up, I think it's like they're trying to raise 30 million to get 30 million pieces of trash out of the ocean, something to that effect. And so all for that effort, right? Like, love the effort, love the concept. So I'll do what I can to help support it. If you guys want to help support it as well. I just don't know what that will look like for me yet. Silver Linings, thank you so much for the super chat. Question, in Ecamm, how can I show a recorded video without it being full screen? The specific content is kosher for using within a live stream. Okay, so you can bring that in as basically a video as an overlay, essentially. So if you're gonna do like a video file, hold on. I actually haven't brought in, you can bring in a video. No, overlay would need to be WebM. That's right, Paul, thank you. So if you're gonna bring in a video overlay, it needs to be a WebM file. So I'm assuming that's not the case for you. Maybe you can make it a WebM file. We do have, Paul, the link that we have about WebM files, doesn't it show you how to do that? Or is that not appropriate for this particular situation? We have a PDF on, or a link on our site to help you understand that a little bit more. But yeah, so let's see, I'm trying to think through. So it needs to be a WebM file if you're going to have it as an overlay to be able to customize it and position it where you want it to be. Alternatively, what you could do is bring that video file in, not from a local on the computer itself, but you could bring that in from NDI or through a capture card from another computer and bring that computer in as an overlay, as a camera overlay in Ecamm, and then you have the functionality to position it wherever you want. You just need to make sure you're grabbing audio through that if that video file has audio. And so that would be how I would do it if you don't want to make it WebM or can't. There you go. Okay, so overlays, but the overlays can have audio, is my understanding, correct? Are we going to be streaming on Halloween? Sammy, where have you been? Yes, we're doing Spookapalooza. No, not on Halloween, sorry. No, sorry. We're doing Spookapalooza on the 29th. Yeah, the 29th, next Friday at 1 p.m. Pacific. Oh, yes, it is dark. I knew I was missing something. I thought it was the window being closed, but actually I forgot to turn this light on. I was working like right up to the time to hit go live. Because we've got, you guys, I just have to say, I know we have like lots of questions. I have to say, today I use the Full Focus journal, and every day there's a quote. And today's quote was very relevant. It says, do one thing every day that scares you. And today, I am doing something definitely very like that makes me uncomfortable and nervous. And so I love doing that and pushing through those pieces of fear, because that's what makes you a better content creator, a better business owner, better at life, right? And I also, boy, I'm really taking that to heart today. I also, I haven't committed fully, but there's something that's happening next year that I'm like about to commit to, and it would be a massive, massive commitment. So that scares me. It wouldn't be easy by any means. So anyway, I would just take a moment to encourage you to do the same. Do one thing every day or as often as you can that scares you. That's how you grow as a person. All right. I know that's not what you came for. I did put coffee in my coffee today, actually. Yes. Oh, nice. That's awesome, Matt. That's fantastic. Oh, that sounds awesome. I love it. Sounds delicious. Can you send me some? All right. What lens is better to shoot speaker with table, a 16 or 30? So are you doing a demo is what I'm taking out of that. If you're doing like a demo, then I wouldn't do a 16. I would do, a 30 lens, a 30 millimeter lens on that typically. Or you could do a webcam, or you could do a, phone as well as as options if you don't want to invest in a full other camera setup. But yeah, 30 should typically be the better option there. All right. How do you make countdown timers? You go to livestreamingpros.com/store and you buy ours because they're done for you. They're already done. They're already created. They're all kinds of different graphics and overlays and countdown timers. You can make your own, but typically most people are not good at it. I'm terrible at it. That's why we have the magical Mr. Paul Dixon. I don't do anything creatively. When I create something in Canva, everybody says it looks like a child did it. So I don't do those things, right? So if you're like me, then you want to just get something that's done for you, and so you don't have to beat your head against the wall trying to create something. If you want to, we have some videos on, not countdown timers, but on overlay graphics and stuff. Okay, all the way from the UK, it might just be crumbs. Darn it. I want my blood cake. Peter, I would love to know best strategies to get people to your email list using live streams. Funny, we were just talking about this in Streamer Accelerator, which is our membership, and yesterday. Yeah, we were just talking about, using your email list or building your email list through your content as well. And to give you a couple of pointers, it's a big topic, but to give you a couple of pointers, you want to create something. Okay, let me back up. Christina Etheridge really encourages you to just get started, right? I'm all for that. Like, don't wait till you have the perfect lead magnet. And if you're not familiar with the term lead magnet, that's something that people give you their email list in exchange for something of value to them. That way you're growing your email list. That's the ideal way. There's reciprocity there. You're giving something in return of value for that email. But you don't have to have that to get started. Just put the link so that people can sign up for it and promise a tip every week or promise something through that email list so that they're getting value in some form or fashion, right? So that's really, really, really important to just put it out there, just start talking about it. And as soon as you can, then you can generate a lead magnet. If you're, worried about using your content to point people to that stuff, it's all about relevancy. What are they there to learn from you or get from you in your content? Make that relevant to what they're going to get in the email list. I saw a follow-up question on the same topic, so I'm going to tackle that real quick. I have a good email list right now. I don't want to lose subs, but I do want to email them about upcoming live streams. How do I do that without being spammy or losing subs? Brian, what I do is when you enter my email list, you have an option. You get an email within a couple of days that says, we're live twice a week. Would you like notifications? They're self-selecting into that segmented list. So a bit of an advanced strategy. It's not something you have to do right away, but if you have a good sized list, then I would actually, for you, go ahead and start that process. Do a campaign for a week to let everybody know on your list that you have a live show notification, and then let them self-select into that list, and then set up an automation so that when people come into your list, they're given the option, they can self-select for a weekly email or all live streams that you send out, right? So we get constantly more and more people on that through that automation. So that would be something that I think you should play with and do it. Okay. So many questions. The tech questions are like a lot shorter to answer. Today we have a lot of like more monetization or strategy questions, which I love. I love to talk about this stuff. And in fact, we are actually doing a summit coming up that will be talking about strategy. So if you guys are into this, then pay attention. Go ahead and subscribe to this channel if you're not already. Get onto our email list. We can put out a lead magnet. You guys, let's just put out the live video checklist link. You can get onto our email list to know about the summit coming up. Very, very excited about that. I'm busy. Today is one of those things that I was so busy doing, like booking speakers for it. All right. Wise choice. I'm starting my live stream. I'm currently using my iPhone, but I'm thinking about getting Canon M50. What are your suggestions for the camera? Canon M50, if you're a Canon person, if you already have Canon lenses, or the Sony ZV-E10, those would be my two options for Canon versus Sony. And when you are if you don't care Sony or Canon, then I would watch the comparison video that we have. You'll see what you think, because we show you side by side Canon versus the Sony. Actually, it's the Sony A6100 that we did that with. We should do that with the Sony ZV-E10 again. Darn it. The Sony ZV-E10 came out after that. Oh yes. Way too long, Robert. Way too long. You need to be punchy. So I do a countdown timer, right? I do a 10-minute countdown timer, and we trim that off for our replays. But also the countdown timer is very different than an intro video. People won't sit through an intro video more than once, especially 3 minutes. So I would get rid of the intro video entirely, or shift it so that you open up to camera first, do a teaser, get people excited. And then if you want to play a 30-second at most, then you can do that. But even still, intro videos are just not doable anymore. They used to be great, but they're not doable anymore because people won't sit through them unless it's like incredibly engaging, but usually they're not. Let's just call it what it is. All right. So many questions and I'm way behind. Ken, should you over hashtag your videos, or is less better? Use as many tags as YouTube allows, which is 500 characters. So yes, like don't do irrelevant things. Definitely don't do irrelevant things, but use what you got. YouTube gives it to you, so use it. Bree, oh wait, I already answered that. Kamal, what is the best bit rate on vMix to record videos? It depends on what you're doing with those videos. So, you know, are you going out full force with like 4K? Are you needing to edit that later? We have a video on bit rates on this channel, so I would highly recommend you watch that. Let's see. Okay. Robert, great to see everyone. Curious thoughts of under radar change of YouTube dropping requirement of 1,000 to 50 subscribers to stream directly from your phone. A game changer for vloggers for remote options. Yeah, they did that right after I released a video on that topic. I was like, come on, YouTube. But yeah, they did drop that subscriber count down to 50. I think I don't think they made a big deal out of it because it's in test mode, although I don't think that they would have changed their entire rule just for test. All right. Okay, so it's past the top or the bottom of the hour. We're supposed to go into member mode now. Those of you who are members, I saved your question. I'll get to those. If you're not a member yet, you get access to private behind the scenes videos, special exclusive videos. You get your name in the credits, as you'll see as I end today's show. You get access to extra stuff. Like we tend to do just like extra stuff for members. So it's $1.99 at a minimum and higher if you want to get more perks. But you also get to participate in the last half hour of this show and be a part of the deeper community. This community is the best community online, super positive, super supportive, and willing to help. So be a part of it and hit that join button at the beside the chat box, or go to livestreamingpros.com/join. I had to remember the URL. All right, we're going to go into member only mode, but we're going to dance this with some
Happy Halloween!
That's not dancing. All right, that's not dancing either. I don't know. I don't have a dance button connected right now. Here. All right, and we are in member mode. So thank you so much for our members. You get to continue asking questions. Now, if you are not a member and you don't want to join, or you can't join because you're in a different country that doesn't allow it, then you can still super chat to get your questions answered. So yeah. Okay. Yes. Oh, nice getting member only videos too. Yeah, we just released a couple of member only videos from our trip to Vid Summit as well. So I know I wasn't dancing. I finally figured out how to dance. Yay, that's awesome, Gretchen. I'm glad that you are about to hit that. That's fantastic. Okay, so going back to member questions, and you guys just can keep asking. You drive this show, especially once we enter member mode. So if you want to talk about something random, you are more than welcome to drive the show. You want to talk about whatever you want to talk about. This is your show. All right. Sandy, member for 6 months. Does Ecamm have a camera zoom function? I have a Canon EOS 2000 and I always have to mess around with the lens setting. I want to be far away, but I can't physically move the camera any further. Yes, Ecamm does. So if I go into live demo mode, you'll see right here, zoom and pan in the camera effects option, which is this little magic wand button. So go to camera effects, zoom and pan, and you can zoom all you want. Ooh. There you go. All right. Let me get out of live demo mode. I don't have that on this. Okay. Okay. Next question. Sammy wants to know what my favorite feature of Ecamm 3.9 is. By the way, we do have videos on vMix and Ecamm. There's a lot of talk about Ecamm if you're new around here, because I use Ecamm and I do a show on Ecamm's channel every week. But yeah, so the favorite feature, whew, there was so much. On Monday, on Tuesday, I did a wrap. Well, I've been live 3 times this week. I just realized that. On Tuesday, I did a wrap on kind of what all of the features are. Honestly, one of my favorite features is copy paste. Like copy paste overlays into different scenes. Massive, massive, massive. Like I don't know why it is just now there, but I think it's one thing that they just never added. And so they finally added that. I'm thrilled for that. Profiles are another thing that I'm super thrilled about. And yeah, I think those are probably my two favorite features. What about you guys? Last day road trip. Yay! Awesome. Oh my God. Okay. So my sister has, this is a total random thing. Forgive me for a moment. So my sister has renovated an Airstream, her and her partner, and they've been driving across the US and you know, doing their podcast and their YouTube channel from the road. And they recently got to be caretakers at Yellowstone, and now they're in some little town in Montana or something. And literally, like, she sent me this picture of this. God, I don't know if she's okay with me showing this, but I don't see why not. So hold on, I gotta find my photo real quick. And show it to you. I don't know where it is. Darn it. Okay, I don't see it. But regardless, it's this massive, like, what is it? What is it? No. It's like this massive ox, not an ox. I can't think of what it is. But it's like all just in town, just like eating, and it's all snowy there, and it just roams around the town. And then there are now bears that like roam around the town. How freaking cool is that? Like black bears that are just roaming town. A bison. I think it was a buffalo. It was a buffalo. I think. What's the difference between a bison and a buffalo? I don't know. Yeah, so it was a buffalo. That rings true. Okay, so anyway, that was it's so cool. It's just so cool to see her adventures. Anyway, Gretchen's comment reminded me of it, and I had to share because I think my sister's cool. No, she wouldn't. So they have dogs, and their dogs are bigger dogs, and they're like super like energetic. They have a ton of energy, and her dogs are fearless. They, you know, they tackle anything. But they saw the buffalo and were like, nope. They didn't go near it. Smart. Oh man. Thank you so much, Holly, for the $20 super chat. Holy cow. It was a holy buffalo. It was a pleasure meeting you and your team at Vid Summit. Excellent presentation in your talk. Thank you so much. I loved hanging out with you as well, Holly. Bison, oh, okay, here's the difference. Bison have large humps at their shoulders and bigger heads than buffalo. They also have beards as well as thick coats, which they shed in the spring and early summer. All right, it might have been a bison. I don't know. I don't know. Ooh, live bears? Yes, there's a bear cam. Link, please, Paul. I would love to see that. Might I get my sister on as a guest? Do y'all want to hear from her about her bear adventures? Or what? Like, I mean, so the thing that's been interesting with her travels is trying to be a content creator on the road with a lack of internet. So that's definitely been something that they've struggled with. But yeah, if you guys want to hear from her, I can totally do that. I don't know if she has internet there. All right. Okay, let's see. Oh, fascinating. See, I'm learning so much today. This is the show where you get to learn, but I'm learning so much all of a sudden. Okay. Next question came from Think Legal, member for 6 months. I want the theme you're currently using, and it's not in the store. Any chance that will be coming? This theme? I think this is LSP only. Sorry. we don't typically sell our graphics that we use on our stream because it's unique to our brand. I believe. Can she bring a bear? Yeah, I don't think that we have plans to do that. I'm sorry. Not bringing the bear, but the putting our graphics on.
Security breach. Scanning. Username.
Wise choice.
Welcome. Shutting down.
Thank you so much for becoming a member. Welcome to the family. Yes, that theme. I'm sorry. That is our specific brand. Oh, I just made him sad. I'm so sorry. How does Loya drag comments with the clean layout on Ecamm? Drag comments with the clean. What do you mean? Specify that question, Holly. I'm not sure what you mean. Mulan, member for a year. We have people like with the gold badges, which is like 24 months, which is kind of cool. Oh, and this morning I was hanging out on Stu McLaren's live stream, and I got a member, like a follower badge anniversary. Like, I guess it's my anniversary of following him like 3 years ago or something. And it was like, hey, you got a new badge. The way comments from members show up in the screen. Do you mean, oh, I'm just pushing the comments. So like your comments are showing up here, right? And then I just, oh, wait, did I not go into demo mode? There. I just add to broadcast, and then I have a Stream Deck button that hides it. So there is a Stream Deck button now that shows the last comment, but I find that scary because comments are constantly coming in. I'd be like, I might actually push something out that I don't want. Okay, so Elaine, I will get a new iMac M1 soon. What are the minimum specs? I need to be able to do things in my live, like overlay animated countdown timers. So with the M1, even the Mac Mini will perform spectacularly well. The thing you need to understand is that, you know, the more you do, the more complicated streams that you're doing with your assets and all of that, the more power you need. The M1 is spectacular. And so you don't really have to have a ton, but look at your budget and determine what you can spend on that and upgrade where necessary for future proofing. So absolutely. Oh, okay. So yours is, so you need to edit it. You can edit it. So you just double click on the comment. Once you've pushed a comment out, double click on that comment and you can go into edit mode. Okay, so we have 2 videos on the Mac. Monday, I did a stream with Doc Rock and we talked about specs. So what you need. Is it worth upgrading? What do you need to upgrade? We talked about all of that. So I would highly recommend watching that video. I also have a video all about Mac specs and exactly what you need to upgrade first, second, and third. So definitely, ooh, hold on. I just screwed something up. Lock those scenes. Hold on. Paul's gonna kill me. I think I got it. Okay. Well, I did not get it. Oh well. Sorry, Paul, in advance. I just screwed up my super chat. Robert. Oh wait, I already answered that. When is our next member stream? Yeah, so Speaker Palooza is when we would normally do our member streams, but we're still doing them. We just skipped last month because of Vid Summit. We were like traveling on our way to Vid Summit. But yeah, that is something that we do on a monthly basis, is the member streams, only for you guys. What is your favorite, Soul Moon's Rising, what is your favorite way to use the community tab? So we don't use it as well as we should, in my opinion. Thank you, Einar, for the super sticker. Appreciate you. Okay. What was I going to say? Oh, yeah. I guess I didn't really like give you specific answers. Sorry about that. Okay. So what was I going to say? What was I answering? I totally lost my train of thought. What was I answering? Oh, community tab. Sorry about that. Community tab. Polls. Polls are working really, really well. And so that's something that you should definitely do. Sharing, sharing behind the scenes, videos or pictures can work really well. So just start doing different things and see what works for your audience. Something like the community tab is very different for every audience, depending on what they want from you. So you need to really just experiment, really. A lot of the channels I see do polls in the community tab. I think that's a good use. Exactly. Like the polls seem to work really well for a lot of different types of channels. Paul, member for 1 year. What's the best book you've read or listened to this past year? I'm doing a lot of personal work through books that I'm reading. So right now I'm not going to share what those are, but there is one book I just got. Hold on. I think this is something we all need help with, generally speaking, in business and in personal life. Yes, YouTube Formula, fantastic one. Definitely a great option if you're looking for a creator one. Depends on what you're kind of looking for, right? I read a lot of books. This is one that I think that was recommended to me, but I think that a lot of us can really use lessons on boundaries in our life and in our business, and in content creation, right? So understanding boundaries and accepting, different things in your world, and knowing what those lines are for you can really, really change your world. So that's something that I would recommend, that was recommended to me that I'm just starting to read. But yeah, let's see, what else? Oh, Creative Calling by Chase Jarvis. Love Chase. I have not read that one. That's interesting. Let's see. What's another one? If you're into financial stuff, I'm not really rereading it yet, but I'm working on integrating the lessons from Profit First. So if you are making money from your content, Profit First is a fantastic book that changes the way you think about money in your business and in that process. So yeah, that's an awesome one. Yeah, God, I could talk all day about books. That's my happy place right there. And if you don't use, I'm curious, do you guys use coloring books, like adult coloring books? That's a great stress reliever at the end of the day, as an option as well. Ooh, yes, Big Magic by Elizabeth Gilbert. Oh, I loved that book. That would be a great one to reread, or read for the first time if you haven't read that. It's all about creativity and unleashing that. Fantastic one. Okay, there you go. Where the Wild Things Are. Are you reading that? That's awesome. Gosh, that's been a long time. Oh, really? Oh, you've read that. Awesome. Nice. Daring Greatly, Brene Brown. Yes. Also, Untamed by Glennon Doyle is one I've read this year that's really great. It's an easy read. It's very short chapters, very story based, but it is very inspiring as well. So Big Magic, such a good book, such a good book. Wait, hold on. I've purchased several copies of Creative Calling and gifted them. Oh, that's awesome. I love that when people do that. The One Thing by Gary Keller. I've heard that's a really good book. I have not read it myself. I have different books stashed in different places. That's why I'm looking around in different places. Yeah. Awesome. Okay. I actually have a call at 11, so I'm going to go ahead and wrap this baby up a little early. But yeah, so Kathleen has grabbed all of the links to all of the books that we've been talking about. These are all great suggestions. I love sharing about books and stuff. I actually have been wondering like how I can integrate that because I read a lot and I love to share, and people always, it gets conversation going for sure. So we could do an LSP book club. Would you all be up for a book club? I don't know if I have time for that, but it is something that I would love to share more of because I get so much from the books I read. But I read The History of Glue. Is that a real thing? What? Hold on. I'm looking that up. The History of Glue. Are you serious? Wait, The History of Glue. No, that's not a thing. Wait, I don't see it. Are you lying, Paul? I need a written list. I'll forget them all. I know, right? It's tough. It's tough. All right. Now I'm just dying to know. Okay, so I read a book about anvils. Fascinating. Fascinating, y'all. All right, don't forget to get your spooky graphics, your spiders, your bats, your ghosts, and butter, a rich history. That's hilarious. Oh. Paul. Get those by going right here at livestreamingpros.com/Halloween-graphics or livestreamingpros.com/store will get you there as well. Integrate that into your content over the next week and do like we are doing a Spookapalooza on Friday. So use these things that the magical Mr. Paul Dixon has created for you. You can reach out to Paul and see if he will do a custom theme for you. He is quite busy, so I don't know if he has any time, but you can go to pauldixondesign.com and reach out to him there. They're punning me. I figured that out. Yeah, thanks. All right. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. Those of you who are members, thank you for being a member. Thank you for being an amazing part of this community. And you'll see your name coming right up.
One, two, three, let's go.